All right, we already knew it was going to start bubbling up like when you ate some bad food. Listen, Jey Uso was and is the right pick. Come on now. I was like, I wish we all could sort of. Okay, listen, I was like, I understand we all won't ever be able to accept whatever any result is, but at the same time, the amount of going out of your way to just being like so uproariously like angry is really dumb. All right, so let's start with the main basis. Let's start with the main basis. Jey Uso is a star, but can be a bigger star, and you do that by giving him the Rumble push. Basically, it's like he's been stuck in his bubble. Everybody been wanting him to win it, and it was not until like he'd actually been in chances to win it that people started also being like, I don't know about the Jey Uso guy. I don't know. He doesn't see it. Basically, when he started really kind of going up against Gunther, everybody favorite godson, basically, in wrestling, that I felt like a lot more people have been talking about this. But the thing is that for years, people have wanted this kind of thing. A little shock surprise amongst a whole bunch of other people that you might think is going to win. Maybe that also hurts you at the same time. But also the fact, too, that's like you've been waiting or people have been wanting someone that you didn't really see coming to sort of win this thing. I would like capitalize on it. Like, come on now. Like, now I was like the only other person I felt like you could have did this to is really like Sami Zayn. Everybody else is technically like sort of really don't need it. I was like, man, I was like the only other I was like outside of Sammy. I was like, cause he actually had the story base as well too. Is that I was like LA Knight. LA Knight, I was like, could get it, and it would have been like a crazy, oh my god, pop. Other than that, I was like, Punk doesn't need it, Rollins doesn't need it, Reigns don't need it, Cena don't need it. Like, I was like, Drew doesn't really need it. I was like, he's already had it. No, I was like, no, I was like, nobody else. Priest, yeah, you could say that, but then y'all just be mad at that again. You'll be like, oh, Priest again. What is he gonna do? Like, y'all would just be mad at that as well too. So, shut the hell up. They're trying to make him a star at this moment. I was like, main events in his name. Let it go. Which goes to the next point too of how most people always get mad at. It's like, they don't never pull the trigger on anybody. They don't never blah blah blah. It's striking while it's hot. That's been a complaint, especially this year, that we sort of had with like Chad Gable not striking while it's hot with him. The Wyatts dying down how they did when they were sort of hot. Like we've had like instances where it's like, oh snap, like I was like a couple years ago when it was like Zoe Stark after like the Trish Stratus thing, and then she got the main event match against Rhea, then she's just thrown together with Baszler. She could have been maybe a little bit more something than what we got. Lyra Valkyria, I was like, she slowed down a bit instead of keeping up when it was hot. Carmelo is dry. Uh, People were talking about Ilya as well, so it's like, Wario Man, when he is hot, he's top in the business. You can say he's like top three of at least. I was like, he'd probably be top in merch sales. I was like, he's top one and probably in music. Probably top three in music and top three in crowd sinking. So I like strike while it's hot, like, cause it's like, to be honest, I think that I think Jey Uso would have been fine, even I was like without this Rumble win. If he got now that he got the Rumble win, I was like, you gotta finish it. This is not Cody's. Will come back around. No, it's here. And so I was like, so we've already had the reason of like Ukraine a star. Y'all, that's what y'all wanted, and yeah, y'all mad when y'all actually get it. I was like, striking while it's hot, and also his story makes sense. Look at his story in different avenues. But I was like, especially here recently, it's basically been like in the big moments. It's like he's in there. He make it to the big moment, so he gets to be main event. Jey Uso, he just doesn't get to capitalize on it. He just this close. This close. I was like, he get the Intercontinental Championship only for a couple of weeks. I was like, the other time that he won before that was the tag team night with Cody, only for a couple of weeks. So he's only, I was like, so he's only sniffed it around a couple times. I was like, he's 0-3 versus Gunther. So it's like his story is always this close, but never not fully able to capitalize. And if he doesn't hold on to it well. And the whole story is basically that when he had his last match against Gunther was basically saying, you're nothing but a tag team wrestler. And it's like, yeah, he's only really, like, he hadn't really been doing this single thing that long. Like, depending on how you want to look at it, but he's only really been doing it for 2 years of being a single wrestler. Now, I was like, you could say that it started when him and Roman were having their fights, but after that, when Jimmy came back, they just turned into a tag team, pretty much. I was like, yeah, he had some single matches here and there, but I was like, for him to be a singles competitor, he's really only done that for 2 years. So it would make sense versus somebody that's been a single competitor for like 10 or whatever like that. So his story makes sense that it's like, all right, this is his chance. He made it to the very end. Can he finally capitalize on getting the main title? Which goes into the next one, is that I think it makes sense because I was like, I think he could go either way with the title. I know he's already done said like, hey, Gunther, I know I could beat Gunther or whatever like that, but I really think he should go for Cody. One, I was like, now I'm just over here feeling like I'm doing like math where I'm just like, this like number 4, but number 1 and number 4, or A and number 4. Anyway, listen, I was like, I think he should go for Cody. Mainly because it's the title of your family. Think about it. Roman first started all this. I was like, that's what you sort of been chasing, what you sort of been fighting. It's like to me, it's like the bloodline title. You go for the main title. Let's be honest. Gunther's title is not the main title. It's Cody Rhodes' title. So it's like, go for the main title. It's the one that your cousin held. You got the lineage, all that other stuff. I was like, 2, I think that'd be a compelling matchup actually with Cody than Gunther. I don't think that we're going to have, I was like, after Elimination Chamber, it's like, what, 6 weeks or whatever? I don't think we're going to have compelling talking between Gunther and Jey the way that you can have with Cody and Jey. Cody will get a lot more out of Jey, and plus I think also from a matchup type it also works too. Like, I get Gunther and whatnot, but I think Cody will be able to see, because the thing is with Jey and Gunther, and the reason a lot of people like Gunther is really because I was like, how he sort of tells through a match and when he decides to execute his moves more so than anything, because he does a lot of the same stuff too that y'all complain like Jey. But with Cody, I think that I was like, but I just don't think they mesh together, because Gunther is really just like, I'm going to overpower you, and then Jey is like, yeet, or whatever. Whereas like with Cody, I think Cody would be able to understand when, like, okay, super kick here, maybe a cross. I was like doing a fake crossroads here, spear, splash. I think they work together. I think their promo will be a lot better. I think where Jey will actually be able to actually talk. Cause I was like, I think with Gunther, he's not able to really talk how he is. I don't think there's no meshing there. I think that Cody has an emotional way that he sort of speaks that gets a lot, like how we sort of seen with the CM Punk thing or whatever, or we've seen how Cody talks to, like, everybody he talks to, you sort of feel there's a little bit of a, like, you sort of can hear him a lot better with it than Gunther. I was like, Gunther just basically was like, I'm the best, and that's it. I was like, they tried with the Damian Priest Gunther thing, y'all didn't like it, so guess what? We're not doing that anymore with him. I was like, so I'm just like, he's sort of a stone in that type of sense compared to Cody. Also, the emotional balance of Cody and Jey. Think about it. Jey helped cost Cody championship the first time when he was fighting the Bloodline that way. I was like, when Jey's leaving the Bloodline, who helps him out? Cody brings him over to Raw. I was like, guess what? During Jey's trying to turn over a new leaf, who's there for him other than Sammy? Cody. Who do he win gold with? Cody. I was like, so who back did he have in the other WrestleMania? Cody. I was like, so by now, I was like, they've been away from each other a bit, but Cody has been connected to him just as much. So in a way, that has that flavor for Jey of being like, hey, I respect you. You've been the top man. You the one that took down my cousin when he was at the top. I was like, I want to fight you, Uso. Cody, who is starting to be a little bit unhinged at this moment, is now at the part where he's like, where he's doing the whole thing with CM Punk. We're like, we're friends, right? And doing all that to where it's like, okay, Roman's starting to get a lot more power back. He got his team back. So Cody can look at this like, are you sure you're just not playing a role to help out Roman? It was like, are you really my friend? Like he's going. I was like, now all that is going to take place. Where Jay is just like, he's like that's family, but he's like, but Uso, you the one that got me started and all this other stuff. To where I was like, you can eat off that for a while. Like you that gives enough build there to where I'm like, Gunther, you don't. I was like, Gunther. I was like, I think that one should be regulated to John Cena or something like that. That's for a different thing. But you should. I was like, Jay Cody has this feeling they've been together. I was like, to me, that's where it should be able to work out. And also, reason why Jay is the right pick, like I said, established earlier, why ain't nobody else needed. Everybody else sort of got a story. Like you know, Roman's going to be in something. Seth, CM Punk, they all sort of got like beef right now. You know, Drew got beef with the Bloodline, and see how it is also with Damian Priest. There's enough beef to go around. The Jacob Fatu here, I'm like, there's enough going around that they don't need to be winning the Rumbles. I was like, it's one of the things I got against Flair necessarily winning the Rumble, but all of them was going to be Eliminate Chamber. We're going to see what comes out of that. I was like, we're going to see where I was like Punk Roman. I was like, if you want to do that don't need the title. If like Gunther Self, you could do that with no problem. I was like, you could still have Cena or something like that, where it's like he's trying, they all got stories in the way that they don't need to win the Rumble. Because guess what? You're still gonna be in the same boat if one of them other ones sort of won the Rumble. I was like, while I did pick Roman, I was like, I picked Roman to face Cody, and everybody be like, I don't want to see a third one. Then you throw CM Punk in there or Seth in there, and being like, okay, now what's better or whatever. Anyway, I was like, my other one was going to be basically just talking about. I was like, I gotta make it to a whole thing about his whole move set, because I was just like, I think I'll trip a lot with that. I was like, I think he done. Anyway, Jey Uso was the right winner, and he should face Cody, not Gunther. I was like, maybe I'll elaborate on that even more. We'll see. Videos. Anyway, what do y'all think? Is he the right pick? Should he face Cody? I'm just saying. Let me know what y'all think. Other than that, peace out. I did a lot of hand stuff here.